want to make a short video talking about why I live stream. So there's a bunch of different reasons why I live stream. I'll try and bullet point them really quick for you guys. Okay, so one of the biggest reasons why I live stream is because there's focus involved with it. When I'm modeling something, it's so easy for me. I always have my emails pulled up and I check them obsessively. So I just keep it pulled up. So whenever I get a new email, I answer it. But the problem is that when I'm modeling and I'm not live streaming, I will answer it immediately. It's like being prompt. But that can be really just generally disruptive to my flow, my thought process. So that's one big reason why I live stream, because I have to stay focused on it. Very closely related to that is there's some pressure involved. I've always been really weird people watching me work. I was that person who would sketching class and someone look over and I'd be really weird about it. It's weird because I know it's a sign of an insecure artist, which I guess is true to some extent. There's always a better way to do something, you know. But it's kind of more than that. It's more when someone's watching me, I get this negative self-dialogue, but it's not from me. It's what I think other people will say, which I guess feed on the insecure artist thing. Whatever. I'm improving. So it's nice to have people watching me and then me get out of my own head. Because then this falls into my next point. I get to connect with people. I love when I'm live streaming, people comment things and kind of just chat back and forth really naturally. I do end up sculpting much slower than I would, so maybe it's not as efficient from a time perspective. But it's just so awesome to see people are thinking about it, kind of asking about their day. I talked about someone's cat for a good 10 minutes before, and it was just fun for me. Again, I love animals. I haven't mentioned that on my videos as it is. So those are some big reasons about why I live stream. And then another big reason why I live stream is I want to show the process from nothing to something. No interest in naming names. You guys know what I'm talking about. People will do live streams, professional artists. You're oh, awesome. I want to see their process. And I pull up their live stream and they're done. They're done with the damn model. They just rotate around it and they add a couple sculpted lines, this already beautiful chiseled face. And I'm that's cool. And people love seeing that. But as an artist who wants to learn, that's not why I watch live streams. I want to see how they're doing it and how they approach things from nothing to something. The creation, not the refinement. I'm not saying I haven't done live streams like that even, but that's pretty much all I see from artists that are really good. And I'm not sure if they just want to hide their techniques or what the issue is, but that's how it comes across to me. So I'm going to transition into my goals for live streaming now. That being one of them. One of my goals for live streaming is sharing how I sculpt, how I model. I want you guys to see what my thought process is. Not so you guys can copy it exactly. You can if it works for you. But so you can learn and kind of develop it yourself as well. I think the biggest things that have helped me learn as an artist isn't watching live streams because they're usually useless, but watching the speed sculpts because those are from nothing to something. I'll slow it down to 0.25 times the speed and then I'll just watch it. I can see exactly what they're doing and no voiceover or anything. And it helps me so much more because there's stuff that I've seen in speed sculpts from the same artist. They'll have videos that talk about sculpting and stuff. And it's the things that were the most helpful, they don't talk about. And again, I'm not sure if it's artists feeling pressure, competitive, and they just don't want to give away their secrets. But I think the biggest thing with artistry that's impressive, it's not learning how to read, apologize, and ZBrush, or the tedious stuff. It's from you. It's what you originate. You are the creator. That's why I never get too stressed out people stealing my work or selling it. I'm whatever. All they can do is resell my leftovers. You know what I mean? But I'm the creator. It's coming from me. That's where I find the really value to be at. Because they're limited as to what I put out there, if that kind of makes sense. Plus, people always find out, oh, you're an art thief, and they disappear, and that's just kind of how it works. Another big goal for me is self-improvement. Because I can look back on old live streams, and I can see how efficient or inefficient a technique was. I rewatched part of one of my live streams recently, where I was modeling a Dragonborn, and I don't want to say I hated it, but it wasn't going how I wanted it to. So after an hour through, I scrapped the entire thing and restarted. I thought that was really helpful to show on camera because I wasn't getting frustrated. Looking back on the live stream, I totally see what was going wrong and how I could fix it, which is kind of a good mental note for me. Because in that moment, I was so focused in my own headspace, I couldn't see outside of that. And it's always, hindsight's 20/20. It's really helpful for me to go back and look at my old live streams and see what I'm doing. Because sometimes when I'm doing it, I don't see it as clearly or as well. I hope that makes some sense. So if you're interested in improving, I think it's a great idea to record yourself. You don't have to share it with anyone. Just having like the camera present there is probably not to put pressure on you to focus and to be hyper aware of what you're doing. But eventually you're going to forget about the camera entirely and you'll have a great tool to look back on and then be like, oh, okay, that's even small things like wrist movement or general process, creating like from subdivision levels or adding detail, when you add detail, where you add detail. There's so much you can learn from yourself, which I think is just a really invaluable tool. So those are my biggest reasons for like why I live stream, my goals for them. If you're wondering how I do it, I just hook up OBS Studio and it's super easy. I use an external mic too. That's probably the most like fancy thing I do because audio for my laptop is like really terrible. It was really good for 2 videos and then I trusted it and I did like 5 live streams and you couldn't hear me. So check your audio if you're gonna share your live streams and stuff like that. That's more of a video editing thing. That's everything for this video. But like always, if you have questions, you can comment, you can email me, whatever. I will get back to you. As I mentioned, I check my emails obsessively. So yeah, thank you so much. Till the next video.